Well, hello, everybody. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Listen, you guys, there's an update regarding Apostle, Pastor, Prophet, whichever you want to call him, David E. Taylor. Now, David E. Taylor was arrested. Many of you have been following this story. There's an update to the story. His attorneys, you guys, his attorneys are arguing that David E. Taylor was not the one personally responsible, or he did not personally impose the punishments on these individuals who are claiming they were punished by him. Now, let me go ahead and bring up this article here. This is on the Click on Detroit site, and it states here that attorneys for former church leader David Taylor asked judge to reconsider detention order in Michigan. Let me go ahead and just bring this on the screen so y'all can take a look at this. Now, they are claiming again that his attorneys are arguing that he never personally imposed the punishments, nor was he present for the punishments. Now, this is some interesting information here. I'm going to go ahead and bring this on the screen, but before I do that, let me just read a little bit. It says the defense attorneys for David Taylor, the former leader of Kingdom of God Global Church, is now facing federal forced labor and money laundering conspiracy charges, are asking a judge to reconsider a detention order requiring him to stay in custody while he awaits trial. Now, a judge denied Taylor's bond during a hearing last month, ruling that he should be kept in custody to limit his contact with church members as court proceedings continue. Now, Taylor and Michelle Brannon, the church executive director, are accused of forcing church members in Michigan, Florida, Texas, and Missouri to work for free while raising donations in the church's call centers. In a federal indictment, prosecutors shared dozens of text messages where Taylor appeared to order punishment for workers who failed to meet his donation quotas, including food deprivation, sleep deprivation, shelter deprivation, and denial of medical care. Now, it goes on to say, in a newly filed motion appealing the detention order, his attorneys argued these messages were sent during a theological orientation known within the church as a boot camp. His attorneys claimed this orientation was rigorous but not harmful and was voluntarily attended by every participant. His attorney also argued that Taylor never personally imposed these punishments and was never present when these punishments were allegedly carried out. The filing claims he was living in Shutaway in North Carolina at the time the text messages were sent. The indictment stated that Taylor had not lived at any of the church's call centers since 2020 and that he had exclusively used cell phones to communicate with church workers. Standing alone, the text messages show nothing but an expression of passive aggression from a frustrated pastor in Shutaway, the filings read. They do not show actions or conduct, nor does the government provide any actual evidence that they were acted upon. Prosecutors claim Taylor and Brannon regularly held meetings to rebuke or punish church members who's disobeyed. The indictment claims these rebukings, including yelling and humiliation, physical assault, and threats of physical violence. Taylor's attorney claims church members were infrequently admonished or rebuked for certain transgressions, like smoking marijuana or otherwise not adhering to standards and expectations of behavior. The filing claimed these rebukings were never severe nor seriously harmful, were always in line with reasonable church practices, and were consented to by adult church members who chose to live the way they did. The filings also addresses prosecutors' claim that Taylor forced female church members to send him thousands of sexual explicit photos and videos, claiming these relationships were all consensual. A consenting adult who provides lawful selfies to another without more has no relevance to a charge of forced labor, the filings read. Taylor's attorney provided their own text messages where Taylor tells church workers to sleep in or encourage them to get more rest. And one text message sent on August 21st, 4 days before his arrest, Taylor's attorney said he texted church members stating, "Tell everyone to get more rest, start at 11 a.m. I told you it defeats the purpose when the people don't get the rest they need, about 7 to 8 hours, and wake up too soon." The filings claim the 8 victims listed in the indictment were free to leave the church on their own free will at any time. The fact that they did not immediately leave, that they chose this life and to remain with the church, may go to show the complaint's weakness of character and after the fact change of heart. But it does not show that David Taylor unlawfully forced them to attend boot camps or work the prayer line phones, the filing reads. His attorney also note that Taylor's lack of criminal, citing that he has runs with the ministry for over 2 decades without incident and highlighting his achievements. The filings claim he is a recipient of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Barack Obama and the Spirit of Detroit Award. The filing asked a judge to grant Taylor pre-trial release or to schedule another hearing at which his attorneys can present additional evidence. Brannon was released on bond last month. The judge gave Brannon 30 days to show that the Northville home where she is staying on house arrest is not being paid for by church members. According to a court filing, Brannon tried to move to an apartment complex in Livonia at the end of October, but her application was denied. Brannon was given an additional 21 days to find alternative housing that adheres to her bond continues. Taylor's statement from his attorney says Taylor's attorney, Scott Rosenblum, released the following statement to Local 4 regarding the motion filing. Pastor David Taylor is a man of deep faith and conviction who started preaching the gospel when he was a teenager of very modest means. Since that time, he has obtained his doctorate and rise to be the leader of a successful modern religious organization whose faithful adherents travel from around the world to be part of his valued ministry. He has an unblemished criminal record and is an acclaimed author. He has also received the Lifetime Achievement Award from President Barack Obama due to his lifelong commitment to building a stronger nation through volunteer service. And the Spirit of Detroit Award from the city of Detroit, which expressed gratitude to Pastor Taylor for his exceptional achievements, outstanding leadership, and dedication to improving the quality of life. Pastor Taylor is a loyal American citizen. We look forward to clearing his name. And that was written by Scott Rosenblum, the attorney for David Taylor. Blah, 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 blah. All right, you guys. Listen, I don't believe that David Taylor was not responsible for some of these things. I don't believe that he did not know what was going on. David Taylor, in my thought, is a person who, my opinion, knows everything that's going on. I don't think that there's anything that he did not know what was going on. I think he knew, and my opinion, allegedly, I believe that he wanted the people to be treated the way they were treated. So all of this information, the court document, which I was showing you, is on the website there. Let me go ahead and share with you guys what the news had to say about this. And I want to hear what you all have to say. What's your thoughts on this? Do you all think that David Taylor knew about this? Do you all think that he had a hand in those punishments? Do you believe that he was not aware of what took place at the church as it regards to the punishments that those people stated that they had to deal with? Let me know in the comment section. Let me go ahead and run the news article on this news video, and then we'll talk.
New details right now from court documents in the David Taylor case are coming out tonight. And if you haven't heard, Taylor claims to be the best friend of Jesus. And he's accused of controlling the lives of followers, forcing them to work in his call centers. Text messages suggest he denied them food and sleep if they didn't hit donation goals. Local 4 investigator Noel Friel joins us live tonight with the very latest update here. Noel, Taylor now says those text messages were taken out of context.
Yeah, that's right. In this new court filing, Taylor's attorneys are asking a judge to reconsider the court's ruling, ordering him to be held in custody without bond as he awaits trial. His attorneys argue those punishments were all part of a church boot camp and say the participants were all consenting adults who were free to leave at any time. In a newly filed motion, attorneys representing David Taylor push back on the allegations detailed in the federal indictment against him. The indictment includes dozens of text messages in which prosecutors allege Taylor ordered punishments for workers who failed to meet his donation quotas, including food and sleep deprivation, with messages like, if they don't make up for this, they are not going to bed tonight until 4 a.m., and there will only be soup, bread, and water for all the degenerates every day. But his attorneys argue these messages were sent during a theological orientation known within the church as a boot camp. His attorneys claim this orientation was rigorous but not harmful and was voluntarily attended by every participant. They provide their own text messages where Taylor appears to tell church workers to get more sleep, writing in a message shortly before his arrest, tell everyone to get more rest. Start at 11 a.m. I told you it defeats the purpose when the people don't get the rest they need. Prosecutors allege that church workers who disobeyed Taylor were punished with rebukings, which included yelling, humiliation, and physical assaults that could last hours. Taylor's attorneys claim these rebukings were never severe nor seriously harmful, were always in line with reasonable church practices, and were consented to by adult church members who chose to live the way they did. His attorneys point to Taylor's lack of criminal history and his achievements, which they claim includes being a recipient of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award and the Spirit of Detroit Award. And while Taylor is trying to get bond, his co-defendant, Michelle Brannon, is now out on house arrest and was just given more time to find housing in the Metro Detroit area that isn't being paid for by the church. We have all of those details over at clickondetroit.com. We also took a deep dive into the indictment outlining all of the accusations against Taylor and Brannon. You can watch that right now by scanning the QR code on your screen. Reporting live, Noel Friel, Local 4.
This is the first time we've hit a portion of the pastor's side of the story. Very interesting, Noel. Thank you.
All right, you guys. So there you have it. You've heard it there from the news anchors there telling what their commentary is on this. Now, I want to hear what your commentary. I want to hear what you think. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think that David Taylor is trying to use this as a forum to get out of jail and go back to abusing these people, allegedly abusing? What's your thoughts on this? Let me know your thoughts. Now, Michelle Brannon, from what they say, is out on bond. And I believe David Taylor may be trying to get out on bond as well. But you guys, I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section. Tell me what your thoughts are on this. And you guys, we're going to keep praying for all those victims, all the people who have felt they've been victimized in this and are seeking justice. We're praying for them. It's very hard sometimes when you go against a church when it comes to abuse. It is very hard. And a lot of people have dealt with this and they've remained silent for various reasons. But I'm very proud and very, very grateful that people who felt as though they were being mistreated are speaking out. It's important for them to do that. And it's important for us to share so that we can help others to know that you don't have to stay in a church and take this form of treatment. It is not necessary. Our God loves us. He cares for us, and he did not mean for us to sit here and take advantage or misuse or mistreat each other. Drop down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this. I'll drop another video here shortly. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe today. Like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate hearing your thoughts on this, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Stay safe, loving, and kind out there, and I'll see y'all shortly.